welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is the Bishop, the Tier 5 British SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Mines, and this one is under the command of Oksydor of OLIMP. And, well, let's have a look. He's got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel, so I suspect this is the one he has on the NA server, because he's marking all those for the first time, so they're all 3 marked. Game on! Well, as you know, the Bishop was designed 1941. They started building them between 1942 and 43, and they actually only built 149 of them. In the game, it's armed with the 4.5-inch howitzer, but in actual fact, they only had a 25-pounder main gun. Lining up a shot. Direct hit on the Leopard on the enemy team. That's the 1602. Lining up the next shot for the A20, who's stationary, and now he's going to take a round. 179 from that one. He's about to get nuked by that Porlac tank in the rear. See if we can get another shot on him. Very close. Now we've got a Black Prince trying to come into the castle grounds. We've landed in a tier 7 game with tier 5 tanks in it, so he's bottom tier. But he's going to do as much damage as he can. That Black Prince just got tracked, and now he's kind of stuck there until he fixes it. Rounds out. Another one, this time for 169. He's racking up the damage. If these enemy tanks don't take note of this, they could end up in a lot of trouble. Rounds out. Another direct hit, this time 207. 3 critical hits on that one, so he probably lost quite a few. Now, this Super Hellcat over here is on the middle island, and in order to reach him, we actually have to move a little further over him. Well, we can't because the rock's getting in the way. In fact, that's what they used to do during the war, to put the Arty, the Bishop, up on a rock so they could actually shoot at targets that were too far away, because the actual superstructure wouldn't allow them to shoot a long range. They had to raise the gun to increase the range. Well, the Black Prince has come back. He fires another one in, just misses the engine deck. Now that Baguette Panther, or the Britann Panther, could be a good target because he doesn't have much in the way of armor. Rounds out the Black Prince. Another direct hit, but only 40 hit points this time. Let's see what we can do with this Churchill 7. That's a tier 6. Rounds out. On the front, and it tracks him. Makes him vulnerable while he's stuck there. Can put another round in. Very fast fire rate as well. 12.37 is the normal fire rate. 10.21 is the amount that, is the amount that Oksydor's got. And he's just seen the Baguette get completely wiped out. Now these tanks over here are on the middle island. And yes, we can't easily get a shot on them. If he's going to get a shot, he might have to go down into the dip, or alternatively, he might have to go across the gap. Looks like he's going to dial in on the Churchill, and gets a nice easy hit there. And in fact, the next shot should kill that Churchill 7. We're going to try and kill the Black Prince now. Rounds out. Well, close. 127. He's left on 84, which means that he could be a kill next time round. In fact, actually, we didn't get the kill. It went to the Wizzy 131. Meanwhile, the enemy is still advancing south. He's onto South Island. We can't see him now because our teammates aren't looking over there. The Hellcat might actually do so very shortly. In fact, there's the AMX 1375. Now, if he hides behind that rock, which I think he's tempted to do, he's going to get smacked. Yes, big hit, 257. He's now thinking about pulling back, but he now knows he's kind of trapped, because now he's going to get hit again. And, oh, he looked away, and it was a kill shot. Oksydor, you shouldn't look away when you get kills. I know he's only doing it because he wants to get the kill on this one too. And he's just got him. He just took out the Death Toaster. Panzersebsfallerfährte 4B. Or C, rather, not this B. My gun, they're wiping out enemy tanks left, right and centre. I suppose the only one we've got to worry about is that Churchill 7. Now, we've lost kind of track of where that guy went. but a lot of enemy tanks have died. They've still got both their Arties. They've got a Bishop and a Fifi, whereas our team has got a Bishop and a Gorilla. That kind of gives the advantage to the enemy in certain circumstances, because you might say, well, the Fifi does fire faster. The Fifi, by the way, is the 105 FH18B2. We just had a round fired in our general direction. In fact, 2 enemy Arty rounds came in this general direction. That's why we heard the crump noise from the shells being fired. And he's telling his teammates to fall back just in case. Probably a wise decision. If he stays in this general area here, he can shoot to the entrance to the castle grounds. And the Jackson's been spotted. He's just out of range. We could get a bit closer. Yeah, oh, I think he can do it. He can get a direct hit here. And he does. And he's got 3rd kill. Okay, he's going to just hover around this area for the moment. Now, the Bishop was actually made from the Valentine tank. It's an infantry tank, so it walks the same speed as the infantry. It was thought to be a good carrier for an artillery piece, mainly down to the fact that it had a lot of armor, and therefore it was very heavyweight. He fired a snapshot in there. Didn't work, but next shot will be a proper one. He's just telling the tank that he's supporting him. This could be a kill shot. Rounds out. Yep, it is. That's 4 kills now for Oksydor. Yes, they thought it would be a good tank because it could carry a lot of weight, and therefore it could carry an artillery piece, and it wouldn't have to go fast anyway because it's artillery. But the problem is it was too slow. Oh, that's a penetrating shot, and the Hellcat goes down. There's only 3 enemy left now in this game. The Steel Waffenträger is on the middle island, but he's put himself in a position where he can be smacked, and the next round could kill him if it goes into the cockpit. He must realize that, but he's sitting there. Oh, what a dopey thing to do. And look at that penetrating shot, 429. He's going to go down the next hit. There won't be a second chance. Rounds out. He's gone. Yep. He knew that he could get that kill. He didn't need to look, but it would have been fun seeing the enemy tank blow up. There's only 1 enemy left. It's the Fifi. We don't know where he is, but everybody's going in that general direction. So over there, 5 kills for Oksydor. He could get a top gun, but I think his teammates want the game to end as quickly as possible, and they don't really care about an Arty getting a top gun. Oh, he's saying, maybe me. Yeah. Oh, it'd be nice if he did get it. It'd be recognition for all the damage he's done to the enemy. There he is. There's the enemy Fifi. 1 chance. Here we go. Engine deck. Let's see if we can do it. Rounds out. Oh, he moves away. Oh, he's trying to get behind the rock. And our teammate takes the kill. The VK3001P denies us the top gun. But what a great game by Oksydor. Well, there was plenty of action in that game by Oksydor in the Bishop. He got an ace tanker on the mines map. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. In actual fact, he ended up with 5, 1 short of getting a top gun, and 1/3 of the enemy team, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 20 in this one, so he was really racking it up. That Churchill 7 took 4 critical hits. The Black Prince took 5 critical hits during the game. Just goes to show the amount of pressure he was putting those drivers under. They must have been feeling it. And when it came to win 8, 11,407, which is Super Unicum and a lot more, which shows the amount of effort Oksydor was putting into the game. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. He actually got the 2nd highest damage in the game. Top scorer was the Wizzy131 on his team. Of course, he's a higher tier light tank. That's the in fact, is he a light tank? I think he is, yes. Who actually managed to get 3 medals in that game, if it'll come up for us. There it goes. He got the Spartan medal, he got the high caliber, and he got a steel wall. 3,254 hit points. Keep thinking, is that a light or is it a medium? It's actually a light tank, yes. I'm absolutely certain that because it says there. So I am correct. A win 8 for that guy, 13,881, and he only did 770 spotting. Most of his damage was done actual on the enemy and fairly close range, only 204 at long range. So this guy was whizzing all over the map, doing actual damage to the enemy. Just goes to show this little version of the T-54, rather the Chinese version of the T-54, is actually quite good. But let's go back to the damage that Oksydor did, 2,703 hit points to him, and the third highest damage in the game turned out to be the box tank on his team with 1,873, so he did well on top of all that. The best the enemy could put forward was their Death Toaster. He managed to get 1,174, which is not a lot, and you can see that their enemy Fifi, well, he wasn't an experienced player, but he did manage to get 641 hit points, so it wasn't a total loss for him. When it came to kills, well, the Wizzy131 and Oksydor and the Bishop both shared 5 kills each, so they were both denied a top gun out of that one by the VK3001P, who didn't have any kills whatsoever. So yeah, maybe he didn't realize that there were 2 players on his own team who he could gift a top gun to, but he just didn't do so. It's a shame also that they missed out on the opportunity to platoon at the end of the game, because they both could have had a brothers in arms on top of all that. When it came to base XP, you can see the Wizzy131 did it again with 1,527. That's a very high score as well for a Wizzy. 1,068 went to Oksydor, and they were the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game, and it was a very effective game for those players. Let's have a look at detail. 24 shots fired, 19 direct hits, 5 penetrating shots, and 15 splash. Damage of 2,703 hit points, of which 2,524 were at more than 300 meters. So there was some close range action after all that, funnily enough. Not a huge amount, but some. He damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 5, and he got 50 hit points of damage assistance. And if we just go to quickly check and see which ones he penned in this game, I think he penned the Death Toaster. Yes, he did. 47 hit points, but it went right through because, of course, it's an open cockpit, so it took the hit. He didn't hit the A20, or he did hit the A20, but he didn't pen it. He definitely penned the Steer Waffenträger. In fact, he penned him twice, would you believe it? So, yes, the second shot was definitely the kill shot. The first one definitely penned him, and the second one did as well. So, 2 out of that one. And the Jackson, no, he didn't pen that one. The AMX 1375, yes, that was on the South Island. He definitely penned that guy. And I think the Hellcat, yes, the Hellcat as well. He took a hit for 355 hit points right in the side on the engine deck. That's why he went out of the game. Anyway, when it came to credits, we can see that he made a profit on this game. 4,868 credits. Well, he did have to pay for consumables, and he also took away 1,602 experience points as well. But what a good game that was. He really was affected. The Wizzy131 as well, and the game didn't last very long, 8 minutes, but it showed that both players, tier 5, well, tier 5 and tier 7, yes, the Bishop is a tier 5 and the Wizzy is a tier 7, so he was using his tier to overwhelm the enemy. But, well, with Oksydor and the Bishop, he was actually showing his skill to overcome the enemy. And a great game it was. But this is not the only game. We've got another one for you. So let's have a look at the second replay and see if he can do as much as he did in this one. The second replay is on the north spawn of Cliff. Well, as you know, as I've said, Oksydor's been working exceptionally hard trying to get 3 marked on all of his Artys on the NA server. He's been working through them one by one and tearing his hair out almost, because some of them it's really difficult to get the 3rd mark, especially if you're working with players who probably don't have the same interests as you do. But anyway, you can see he's got 2 marks up already and he's very close to getting his 3rd one. Okay, this is a good spot to shoot from. You can hit the Western Pass. He's landed in a tier 6 game with tier 5 tanks. Going for the T67. Oh! 1-shot kill! The guy backed up and he actually let the shell go straight into the cockpit. And that was the end of his game. So superb kill, that one. Now he's getting closer and closer to the cliff edge, but that actually increases his chances of hitting the enemy tanks that are getting closer on the at the center of the map. He's now going to have a go at this T1 heavy. Lined it up, rounds out, going over the top of the donut. He hits the engine deck, would you believe it, of that T150 or T150, T1 heavy. Okay, there's the enemy tanks at the center. Striv 74 backing up. See what we can do. He stops, but he didn't quite get it right. That might have warned the Striv that he's actually within range. We can't see anything. Okay, looking down on the corner, he's backing up a bit. Can he get shots on the KV-1? No, he can't, but he can hit the heavy tank number 6, who's actually now coming over the edge. Getting closer to our guys. We just missed the Striv again. The heavy tank number 6 has actually got very close now, but he's auto-aimed on, but took it off. Again, he's missed because he's just too close. Way too close to get a sharp result. He's waiting for one of these guys to stay still long enough. That's better. 198 off that one. The heavy tank number 6 is getting very close to that corner. And we've also got enemy tanks coming up onto the donut now. So he might have to back off so he can get shots on those guys. And once they start getting hit, they'll start telling their teammates there's somebody up there shooting at us. So he's now changing his angle, which should protect him from the heavy tank. He's looking at a quick look to the north to see what he can do about these guys. Okay, can hit that Stug. Fires in, but the Stug changes position. Now, can we get a shot on this guy before? Well, this could be interesting. The guy got tracked. And he's out the game. So that's the second kill for Oksydor. Next one's the Cromwell. It's going to be a difficult shot because he's actually concealing himself. But he pulls away and takes a round in his rear. As a departing gift, he gets 503 hit points. That sounds like a penetrating shot. Up his exhaust pipe, you might say. Yeah, I don't think he would be too happy about that, but there's not a lot he can do. And this M10 RBFM is taking an enormous risk. And he managed to make it pay off. And oh no, this is not good. The T-52 suddenly realized there is somebody up here. And we've got to be careful because we might get spotted through those bushes. And then the T-52 might shoot at us. He's right up against the edge of the rock. That's why we've stopped and started looking in this direction. Might be able to get the lasers if we pull back, but we're also taking a risk. Yes, he gets him in the back of the turret. The shell hit the back of the turret. There's the T-52. So he did pull back. So he's not round the corner. And the heavy tank number 6 has gone, which means now we can move to a position where we can start shooting at that Striv 74 again. Just missed him. You can see the enemy shots are actually aimed at the Cromwell B that was moving just on the cliff edge above us, not at us. In fact, I don't think the enemy knows we're here. I don't think he can see us. In fact, they're firing at the tanks, our tanks in the Western Pass and the Skoda T25 at the moment. I think the Cromwell on the enemy team still has sight of where our guys are, and the Cromwell B might find the enemy Cromwell very shortly. If he does, then we might be able to shoot him from here. Might have to back up a bit though. Still can't see the M10 or the Striv 74. Okay, the Cromwell has pulled back even further. Wolverine and the Cromwell between them should be able to spot where the enemy's located. Okay, we can see those guys moving. Now, if we can get a shot on the M10 and the Striv 74 as they show on the minimap at the moment, we're looking in that general direction, but we're waiting for the Wolverine to get the spotting. He must be close. He's behind one of those columns. And we just need the Wolverine to highlight where he is or spot him. Even a proximity spot would be enough. Cromwell's going in. He's found him. The round scares the strip away, but it's not the shell that actually, well, it wasn't the shell that scared him away. It was more the Cromwell. The sight of the Cromwell rushing past him at high speed must have made him think, oh, I'm just too close. But we know he's in that general vicinity. If the Cromwell can spot him, we can nail him. Having a quick look, the KV-1's gone down. There's the strip. So the M10 may have moved away elsewhere. Rounds out. Oh, that was a good shot. Right between the gap. He anticipated correctly. The strip was pulling back through the gap. Put the shell through the gap by threading a needle, and it worked. Now, the thing about this Arty is it doesn't have a huge ammo capacity, only 39 rounds. So you have to be careful you don't run out of ammunition. The enemy bishop has been found. He's just a short distance away from the cliff edge. Can we get a shot? Well, he's going to try now. No, unfortunately, RNG said no, we're not giving you that one. But, oh, that's hammer-racked. You see, he was so close to the edge there that it's very difficult to get a shot on that target. The thing is, there's also still a large number of enemies out there. There's 7 enemies out there, and they're all too far away for us to shoot. He's actually having to drive closer to get shots on the enemy. And I agree with what he's doing at the moment, because he's trying to get closer to some of these guys. Now, we found the T-78. He's trying to fit snugly underneath that rock. Now, we can't get a kill there, but we've still got 21 rounds. There's the Cromwell. He's just popped down. So that just makes it worse for the enemy now, because they're using up the space that they've got to hide behind that rock. They won't feel comfortable when shells are exploding right next door to them. He's getting closer. So he's trying to scare them out now. If he makes them think that they're about to get nuked with an Arty round, they might pop out and then his teammates might nail them. The enemy's just lost their Wolverine. It's another one, but he's going to have to change the angle. This is where the bishop really helps. It's got a very high trajectory. The shells are almost going straight up and almost coming straight down on the enemy. A bit like the FP304 or the Fiti for that matter. So very accurate shells delivered almost to your doorstep like a postman would. Let's see what he can do. He's going to have to get a bit closer. In fact, it might even be advisable for him to go up on top of the donut and shoot. From the covered area of the donut will give him the height that may enable him to get shots on those guys. The strip's been found. He's round the other side of the rock. So what can we do with this one? Well, let's see if we can land a few rounds on top of them. Here we go. It's difficult. Again, we can't see the target. No, he's not giving us much to work with. Yeah, okay, move forward. That's it. Right. Okay, here, rounds out. Okay, just threaten them from the other side. It's going to make them want to come out, and then we can nail them. One more round. Oh, no, he pulls back just as we shoot. But it is giving him the message he's going to have to go. And he did lose some hit points there. And in fact, one of them's gone. They just lost the Cromwell. So we're going to try and nail this T-78. Unfortunately, we did lose one of our teammates. But they're about to lose their M10 RBFM. And yes, he has gone, which means now the T-78 and the 2 Arty are the last on their team. We are running short on ammo, though. Let's see what we can do. The Wolverine moves in. Okay, now we've got a shot. Oh, unfortunately, he kills the Wolverine. Yeah, he's using that little cup area there to hide in that little hollow. We really need somebody shooting at him from a different angle. Somewhere like the Wolverine, shooting from up on the heights where the snipers usually go. He should be able to see the T-78 and shoot down on him. I think that is exactly what Oksydor is suggesting to his teammate in the Wolverine. Move up there, and then once he pulls out, we can put the shell in that does the necessary. Just can't see him at the moment. That's the enemy Arty just in that area. He's firing one in to scare that guy. He's either that or he's in that bushes there. It's an M44 and a 105 FH18B2. Rounds out. Well, he's not there, which means he's probably a lot closer to the middle. Yes, he is in the middle. Yes, there's the Fifi. Been located. Rounds out in the M44. Yeah, we just saw the tracer. He's a little further back. He's a little further back. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we are getting close, and now we might get spotted by the T-78 if he pops out. But we're firing onto the Fifi and get 56 hit points of damage. Now, can we get another shot? Fires one in. Such a long range shooting. The worry is that the T-78 is going to pop out and suddenly see the bishop sitting there. There he is. Rounds out. No, he might need to go up onto the onto the donut now. Go up where the Churchill is, and from that he would have the angle to hit the T-78. Oh, the Fifi turned on his side. He flipped himself on the rock, and now he's starting to take damage. Okay, this could be a kill shot. That's a kill shot. 3 kills, just as he righted himself. Now, the T-78 is fairly close. We don't know where the M44 is. Okay, Churchill's come down. So both of them, between them, are going to go after this T-78. So one of them's going to be a distraction. The other one's going to get killed. The Wolverine's up in the sniper's nest. Unfortunately, those 2 wrecks are getting in the way. But he's definitely going to go down. Because even if the Churchill gets taken out... Well, there's the 2-minute warning, or the 1-minute warning, and the T-78 goes down to the Wolverine. He could have done that a little earlier. We've only got 48 seconds now to kill the M44. He's in that bush. He's in that bush. I can see where he is. Well, can't actually see him, but I know where he is because he was in the same spot. And he daren't move now because the Wolverine will spot him immediately the moment he goes out of cover. Churchill's going in with 30 seconds left. He is definitely in those bushes, the ones we're looking at. Not those, but a little further back. There you go. And there's the kill shot that wins the game with only 15 seconds left on the clock. Here's the end of battle results. And despite that only being a first-class tanker, for Oksydor, he managed to get his 3rd mark of excellence in the Bishop. Congratulations. He's finally done it. He's flipped up over 95% average damage, and that is absolutely superb. A lot of hard work went into that one, and yes, he finally got it. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 6, and he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game, and he was thrashing the enemy, giving them a real caning. 7,447 was the win 8, so it's a very strong one, even though it wasn't an ace tanker. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see the highest damage was 2,234 hit points. Second highest damage was the Strip 74 on the enemy team with 1,935. And the third highest damage, well, that turned out to be the Jagdpanzer IV, who managed 1,574, just beating that T-78 at the end of the game. When it came to kills, it was shared actually between Oksydor in his bishop. He got 3 kills. Jagdpanzer IV got 3. So did the Giro. And on the enemy team, the T-78 got 3 kills. And when it came to base XP, it's, yes, Oksydor again. 786 went to him. 726 went to the Jagdpanzer IV. And the third highest was the Cromwell B with 679. He fired 33 rounds in that game, got 9 direct hits on the enemy and 3 penetrating shots on 12 splash as well. Now, can we see who he actually managed to penetrate? Well, he didn't penetrate the PP on the enemy team. He didn't even penetrate the Striv 74. I thought he hit the rear of the Cromwell as he pulled away. Yes, 503 hit points of damage. That definitely went through his engine deck. He hit the turret of the Losers. The T-67 was the first kill he got on the game. That one went right through the cockpit and blew the thing to pieces. And the other one he got a hit on was the Stug 3 Ausführung G, and he got 176 hit points on that guy. He earned 2,234 hit points, of which 1,848 were at more than 300 meters, damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 3, and 89 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he actually made a loss on that game, 1,907 credits, but it's not a lot, but it's mainly down to the fact that he did have a lot of consumables to pay at full price. 1,179 XP as well, because it was a struggle really with that T-79, or was it T-79? No, of course it was the T-78 that was the problem, not T-79. Yes, he was having struggle with that T-78, trying to get the shell to go over the rock, because it's actually a rather good spot that where you can actually hide. There's a similar spot right up on the Zeppelin on Redshire, where you can actually hide in a hollow, and the enemy tanks have to come around the Zeppelin to get at you. And if your teammates are waiting for them to do that, then they can fill them full of holes, and then you select which one you're going to attack. So yes, that can be rather uncomfortable for the enemy when they have to try and get shots at you, because you're hiding in that little hollow. The Arty can't get you. The enemy tanks can't get you unless they expose themselves to enemy fire. So yes, I'll remember that little hollow for the T-78 next time I need to use it. But it was a third mark game, so congratulations to Oksydor. Great show. And that means it's another of his NA tanks, or his NA Arty, that is 3 marked. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and we want people to watch these videos. And thank you for watching.